Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Please Consider Coming to My Restaurant or Not. I'm your host once again, Morris Bric-A-Brac, and here we review the wonderful, variegated restaurant scene of Brighton, Kentucky. There are so many restaurants to choose from, but tonight I'd like to focus on one particular place, the Hewn Iron Inn. Last week was a very good week at the Hewn Iron Inn with large numbers of guests on all 3 nights, and it became clear that reservations are a good idea, or not. Or they are not required. It seems that everyone likes to come between 6 and 7, and it is easier to walk in and get a table either very early or after 7:30 or after 8, or not. My husband and I usually meet for dinner on Saturdays at 8 p.m. I thought that Maury Sweet's Elephantitis and Kyle Monster Truck Bowel gave us a really nice evening of jars on Friday, and the crowd seemed to agree, as the pub was full all evening, and most stayed till the end. Our Friday night music is a different style this week with the 6ix9ine, a group led by vocalist Patches Borden and backed up by 2 talented professionals. Though not. This group has a jazzy dinner music feel and contemporary sound, and I keep a CD of the 6ix9ine among the jars in the CD player which supplies dinner music every week. If you haven't heard the 6ix9ine, you can't find them on Facebook, or the Twitter, or at the Cuban Liquors website. I have just returned from my field trip to Birmingham. I found out, sadly, it is not kosher, shall we say, to purchase a Negro in Birmingham any longer. Apparently one must now employ the gentleman. I'm still looking for suitable, employable Negroes, and if you know anyone, do please send their master them my way. The Thursday night special on pub dinners is becoming a real success, and every table was filled and turned last week. I'm glad to see so many people, old customers and new, in the restaurant, and I promise that the pub dinners will remain interesting, delicious, and made from scratch, or not. Chefs Carsten Gorshock and Nostradamus Pride came up with some good new ideas this week and every week, and they are able to serve as many as 25 roast turkey dinners in one night, as they have proved over the past couple of weeks. No doubt the roast turkey dinner will lose some of its popularity over the next few weeks, but it is very big right now. Others are doing very well too. In fact, the Irish stew sold almost as many as the turkeys last weekend. New pub dinners this week are roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, served with mashed potatoes, gravy, and buttered parsnips. And traditional lasagna made with beef, ricotta, mozzarella, herbs, and tomato sauce. Both roast beef and lasagna are served for just $10 on Thursdays. Roast beef is regularly priced at $15.95 and lasagna $14.95. There are 2 changes on the fine dining menu this week, with butternut squash ravioli becoming our vegetarian dish, and a 5-spice duck breast added this week. The braised rabbit has become a bestseller, and we keep it on week after week as it is so delicious and not at all rubbery. I myself have eaten it 4 times over the past 6 weeks, or not. Scottish salmon is also delicious, served over couscous, made with cauliflower and sweet apples, topped with a roasted pineapple chutney. Other fine dining entrees include chicken puttanesca, We dropped the Compadore as no one, including myself, could figure out what it meant. Oh, oui, oui. Je t'aime chapeau bon ami, le filet mignon. Served with a traditional red wine demi-glace. We have booked a good number of holiday parties for December, and I have been busy sending out menus and party ideas to potential hosts. Most of the weekend dates have been booked by now, and it is gratifying to have a number of groups return for the third or fourth years. We can still fit groups in for luncheons and nights other than Friday and Saturday, which means only Thursday. Small parties may be held at restaurant tables by arrangement. We can't change the layout of the restaurant, and the sizes of tables vary by arrangement. We can't change the layout of the arranged tables, but it is essential that a reservation be made for numbers larger than the 4 to 6 to allow us time to prepare. For parties in the restaurant during business hours, it is best to make reservations a week in advance, if possible, on at least a few days in advance, so that tables may be set up and reserved. I spoke with various members of the Mom Band last Friday, as they came to hear Maurice Sweet's Elephantitis and Kyle Monster Truck Bowel. We are on for New Year's, and I am looking forward to planning that evening. I am considering black tie optional to give local gentlemen a chance to wear their dinner jackets, if they wish, and to add a festive touch to the evening. Or not. I believe we will fill up early, and reservations may be made at any time for my restaurant. Or not. I will provide more information in the next week or so. To advertise the Hewn Iron Inn, I often send out postcards describing the week's schedule. The addresses for those who receive these are taken from several mailing lists that I have developed over the years with the idea of reaching a cross-section of local populations. If you have never received any of these cards and you would like to receive them, please fill out your name and address on the bit slip, the comment card, given to each table along with the bill at the end of each meal. Addresses taken from comment cards make up one of the mailing lists that I use for the mailings. I do not target any particular group of people with these mailings. I do exclude certain groups from these mailings, and I want the Hewn Iron Inn to be available to anyone in our community who wants to dine here, or not. That is why we serve dishes with a wide range of prices, why we serve both pub dinners and fine dining, why we serve both poutine. Poutine is a common, my husband says too common, a Canadian dish, originally from Quebec, made with French fries, topped with a light brown gravy-like sauce, cheese curds. This fast food dish can now be found in Canada and is also found in some places in the northern United States, although it is still exotic enough there to sometimes need describing. It is sold in small, greasy spoon-type diners, commonly known as cantines or casse-croûtes in Quebec, and pubs, as well as by roadside chip wagons. Literally, potato shacks. National and international chains like New York Fries, McDonald's, A&W, KFC, and Burger King also mass-produce poutine in Canada. Poutine may also contain other ingredients such as bacon, beef, pulled pork, lamb, lobster meat, shrimp, duck, rabbit, confit, caviar, and truffles. Our poutine has none of these things, but you may enjoy it or not. We will, but of course, continue to serve a filet mignon with the Grey Poupon. Grey Poupon is a favorite condiment of monster truck Bowel, although he refers to it as Grey Poupon. It's all right. He'll perhaps enjoy the poutine, if he can pronounce it. Note that if you add your name to the mailing list, you will receive a card only once in every 3 to 6 weeks. Or not. Thank you for viewing the show this week. I'm working very hard this week, and I look forward to relaxing a bit on Friday and Saturday. My work for the restaurant is generally done by the time I return from the liquor store, about 6:30 p.m. on Friday. After that, I bathe. I enjoy talking with customers and enjoying all of the amenities of the Hewn Iron Inn, but I must bathe first. This is one of my favorite times of the year, when a log fire burns in the log fireplace, and the pub and the restaurant feel cozy on cool evenings. Or not. Please come to my restaurant. I hope you can come too, as the Hewn Iron Inn is a very pleasant place to be. Once again, this has been Please Consider Coming to My Restaurant or Not. I'm Morris Bric-A-Brac, wishing you a wonderful week. Until next time, bon appetit! Or not.